Good afternoon. This is the Monday 3 o'clock yoga class that's normally at Ocoee, and it's given by the Cancer Support Community and Orlando Health. My name's Jody Franson, and I'm a breast cancer survivor, and I've been doing yoga for quite a while, so I knew how important it would be after I went through my cancer treatments to get back to where I was before I was sick. I had a double mastectomy and reconstructive surgeries, and the yoga helped me get all my range of motion back. It was really surprising that it happened. I thought I wouldn't get to that point, but I did. So I kept hoping and practicing my yoga. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with everybody and know that there is definitely hope to be what you once were, or maybe even better. So we're going to begin today in child's pose. Before we get started, let's just talk about what to have with you. So we need our mat and a chair. I always have a towel with me and a yoga block. And today I have a pillow for something we're going to do at the end of class. And I also have my yoga strap where you can use a belt. And we are going to begin in child's pose. And I'm going to have the focus today on grounding and really be grounded into your mat and into the earth and find stillness in that grounding. So let's get into our child's pose. If your knees bother you, you can always put a towel underneath your knees. Any pose that you have that you're on your knees. Begin to deepen your breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Feel the grounding of your arms, your fingers, the tops of your feet, your shins, and your knees pushing through the mat. Let's come up, and now we are going to add our child's pose flow by beginning to move our hips one direction and the other direction. Add your breath. Settle back into child's pose. Rise up to your hands and knees. We are going to start some cat-cow. Round your back for cat. Arch and look up for cow. Waking up our spine. Round. Arch. 6 more on your own. we're going to combine the flowing child's pose and the cat-cow. So let's bring our hands forward and move our hips through one way, move your hips through the other way, and round your back, arch. Again, move the hips. Round and arch. 6 more like this. Loosening up our hips, our back. Getting into our breath. Think about the focus of grounding into your mat. You're here right now. Last one. Very good. Okay, so we're going to move into the toe crunch asana. We've been doing this every week. And basically, you're sitting on those toes. We need to keep circulation in our feet, especially when we're going through cancer treatment. So if you need that towel, again, place it under your knees. And sit back on those toes. Now we can either do arms at heart center, or we can do eagle arms. Right arm goes under the left, and if you can combine your hands, that's great, but if you can only get to here, or even here, that's a start. So let's hold our toe crunch asana for 4 breaths. Release and tap your toes. We're going to do that again and do the eagle arms with the left arm under. And 4 breaths. You can keep your face past your fingers and your gaze on one spot. Release and tap. Okay, so we are going to keep working on our feet a little bit. Next is we're going to do puppy, and we're going to keep stretching the arches in our toes. So I'm going to move back a little bit. I'm still going to rest on my towel with my knees here. So you're on your knees. I want you to have your toes under this way. And you're going to leave your hips up, but you're going to stretch your arms out. And see if you can push back in those feet, forehead to the mat for 4 breaths. Rise up. Oh, the sun's coming out, yay. Okay, let's do that again. Reach those arms. We're also warming up our shoulders. Hips are up. Toes are pushing, stretching the arches. 4 breaths. and come up. So we are going to use our strap or belt next. And now we are going to put our feet under us. So we're stretching the front of your foot. And we're going to do a little shoulder work here. And we're using the strap. We're going to take our right arm and drop the strap behind your back. And if you can, grab the strap with your left arm and see if you can inch your fingers together. Do 4 rounds of breath. Waking up our shoulders. Also waking up the front part of your foot. I'm starting to feel it. Release and shake those feet out. If you need to, I'm feeling like I need to do a little stretch with my legs here. We've been on our knees for a little bit. My legs are getting a little tired here. Okay, let's do that one more time, and this time you're going to drop the left arm back behind your back, grab the bottom of the strap with your right fingers. You're going to feel one side's tighter, and inch your fingers a little bit together if you can. Keep your body aligned straight, so steer straight ahead. Two more breaths. Release and tap the toes. Next, we're going to go down to our stomachs. Keep the strap close by and have all your essential items close by. So put your hands down and go down to your stomach. If you need to move your towel for your knees, you can move it back a little bit. Okay. Next we're going to do cobra. Fingers are apart, palms pressing and grounding into the mat, elbows into your sides, forehead down to the mat, and push up for cobra. 3 breaths. Lower. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale up. Lower. All the way down. So next we're going to do something called swan. So you're going to open up your knees wide and have the soles of your feet close. And we are going to push up and come down. Push up, come down. Let's do 6 more. Inhale up, lower, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, 3 more. Working our triceps, opening our hips here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I believe there's 2 more. And lower. Put your hands in front of you and rest your right cheek and relax for a few breaths. Switch sides. Okay, so take your left leg and move it up about 90 degrees. Flex your foot and see if you can come up on your elbows. This is half frog. We're opening up our hips, and look front and do your breaths on your own here. 4 breaths. What's connected to your mat here? We've got our leg, our right leg, down on the mat, pressed into the mat. Our elbows are into the mat. I feel a stretch in my psoas. Close your eyes and feel what's touching your mat and connected to the earth. Lower down, bring that foot back. We're going to do the right leg. Knee is 90-degree angle, foot's flexed, come up to your elbows, stretching out the left psoas, feeling a stretch in my hip, my back. I'm grounded to the mat. Bring that leg back. Okay. Let's go to our hands and knees. And now we are going to push back into down dog. Remember in down dog that our fingers, our pinkies can be off the mat. The wide arms is better for stability. Push up off those feet. I'm going to move my towel. And just pedal those feet. Let your head hang. Just push those hips back a little bit. You don't need to put your heels down on the ground. It's not necessary. You're still getting a wonderful stretch in your hamstring. Okay, we're going to add to this today. We're doing a 3-legged dog, but we're going to do it in a very simple way, and we're not going to lift the leg too high. So you're going to lift your right leg up. Toes are pointing down to 6 o'clock. Now we're going to do something called stacking the hips. So you want to take your right hip and put it over your left hip. You'll notice in this position, your right toes open to the side. Go back down with the toes, feet together. Let's lift the left foot, flex the foot. Hips are square, pointing perpendicular to the mat. Stack your left hip over the right so the foot opens sideways. Hips back square, toes down, feet together. let's go back on our knees and push into child's pose for a little rest. One more breath. Come up, and we are going to bring our right leg forward for a runner's lunge, and we're going to keep our left leg grounded on the mat. Let's get that towel again. Put the towel down for your knee. Take your right foot forward, and this is a modified runner's lunge with our knee down. You want to try to get your knee over your ankle the best you can. Let's do some rounds of breath here. If you're balanced, you could even try to close your eyes. What muscles are stabilizing you in this position? Getting a nice hip flexor stretch here. And on the right hip, I'm feeling a stretch. Okay, put your hand down. Let's go back into child's pose. Come up and bring the left leg forward. Oh, I've got to adjust my towel. If this is uncomfortable for you here, you can always come back a little bit. Just go where it's good for you. Place your hands on your knee, gaze front. Close your eyes if you feel stable. Soften your mind, rounding down into the mat. Hands down. Let's push back into down dog. Make some head circles, let it hang. Walk your feet up to your hands. If your block's handy, we're going to put the block in front of us, and with your knees both bent in a starting position, let your head hang. This is like ragdoll, but we've got our hands on our block. Now, I want you to slowly straighten your right leg, but do not lock it. You're going to feel an IT band stretch. Few inhales and exhales here. Switch legs. Let's do 8 more, and see if you can peek under the arm of the leg that's straight. Okay, and roll up to mountain. Okay, so we're going to do some poses with our chair. We're going to start with some warrior ones. I'm going to bring my chair to the middle of the mat. And I'm going to sit down. Let's have that nice posture with the shoulders back, hips under, belly button to spine. Take your right foot and bring it to the side. Just going to move my block. So my toes are pointing to the side here. Staying seated on the chair, I want you to move your left leg back if you can. If you only can get it to here, that's fine. If you can try to stretch it out so that you've got the front leg bent, knee over ankle, back leg is pointing to 9 o'clock. Now we're going to turn our upper body and we're going to lift our arms up into warrior one. And we're going to do 4 rounds of breath. Shoulders down and back. Energy in the fingers. And let's do the other leg. So now the left toes are pointing to the side, knees over the ankle, toes are to 9 o'clock. I've got to get my hips a little bit more turned here. And we are going to lift our arms up into warrior one. 4 rounds of breath. Heads between the arms, gaze at something in front of you. Release. Let's just close our eyes on the chair, place your hands on your legs, and take a few breaths here. I'm going to do warrior one again, and this time we're going to add a flow. So let's put the right foot back to the side, pointing, knee is over the ankle. Back leg is as straight as you can get it. Arms up. Now we're going to inhale and open our arms, or open our left arm. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more on your own. And release. Let's go to the left. I really like the support of the chair under my seat. I'm still feeling a tremendous stretch, and I'm also feeling that I'm still holding myself up. Okay, arms up into warrior one. Inhale, open. Exhale. Okay, back front. Close the eyes. Take a few breaths. Feel the energy moving through your body. onto warrior twos. So again, the right foot is open, back foot's back, but now we want to try to have our hips facing front instead of your hips turning this way to the side. So hips are facing square to the front, knee over the ankle, right arm over, and inhale, exhale. 3 more. Keep the hips under in this position. You can really work on this area here because we've got the support of the chair. Let's add the peaceful warrior. Inhale, exhale. Let's hold this side angle. And in this position, I want you to take your arm and press it into the inside of your leg and see if you can spin open your rib cage. So this is opening here. 3 more breaths. Come back to warrior two and legs front. I need my towel. I'm starting to warm up. Plus I'm outside, it's a little more humid. It's been raining. If you need water, this is a good time to get it. We are going to do the left side for our warrior twos. I'm feeling my heart beating and my blood flowing. Okay, put the left foot into the warrior two position, knee over ankle, back foot stretched out as much as you can. Hips are now facing front. Left hand over left leg, right arm back. Set your gaze over the fingertips. 3 or 4 rounds of breath here. And let's start our warrior, peaceful warrior. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Let's hold the side angle. Let's do the same thing as the other side. You're going to press into that inner thigh and spin open that rib cage. Breathing into the side body. This is one of my favorite positions. It just feels so good to open up here. And back to warrior two. Legs back front. Couple breaths. Close your eyes. Okay, and stand up. Let's work on that mountain pose again. Gotta rearrange my top here. Okay, so arms down at the side, tuck your hips under. We don't want to stand with our hips out. Push the hips under, belly button to spine, shoulders back. We're going to move our chair and do standing leg raise into airplane. So it's best to have the higher part in front here. We're going to take our right arm and lift the right leg up. Lift where you're comfortable. If it's here, or let's say you're just comfortable here, that's good too. You don't have to hold on. So, setting your gaze in front of you, stand solid on that left foot. Open the leg to the side, like 3 o'clock. Inhale and exhale. Move the leg back front. And now we're going to go into airplane, which we've done last week and the week before. Now we're going to try something new today. Do you remember when we stacked our hips in three-legged dog? We're going to try stacking our hips in airplane. So you're going to lift the right hip over the left, and magically those toes open. So now my toes are pointing to 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock, whichever way you want to call it. Couple more inhales and exhales. Lower your toes back down. Hips are level and perpendicular to the mat. Bend your standing knee and bring that leg back in and stand up. We're going to do the other leg. Okay, so lift your left leg with your left arm, grounding down into that right leg. Gaze in front. Make sure you're breathing here. Open out for a couple breaths. Back to front. And move the leg back into airplane. Toes are pointing down to 6 o'clock. Neck is long. We don't want to be pulling our head up and straining the back of our neck. Okay, now let's do that stacking of the hips. So left hip is going over the right. So now your foot's pointing to 3 or 9. You can even turn your head to the side. Couple more breaths. Toes pointing back down to 6. Bend the standing knee. Bring your foot back in. Wonderful. Okay, so I hope that you're enjoying the class so far. And next we are going to do a spinal twist on the chair. So you can bring the chair back to the middle. We're going to sit back down on the chair. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our left arm and bring it across our right knee. And you can put your other hand on your hip, or if you have the arm on your chair, you can hold it there, but I didn't grab that chair today. So we're going to turn and look behind us, but when you look behind, try to do the turn from your whole upper body. Try not to turn just your head. So you want to think of the shoulder coming across. Inhaling and exhaling. Remember your posture here, hips under, tummy in. And let's go the other way. Let's make a float so that we're holding just for a brief second, switching, and switch, switch, and switch. Keep going. And finished. Okay, let's move our chair back out of the way and find your block. And we are going to put feet apart, reach up, and fold forward, bending, softening your knees, hands on the block. Half lift, fold forward, reach up, interlace your fingers, stretch to one side, stretch to the other side, reach up, and fold forward. Half lift. Remember, in the half lift, our backs are flat. We're not round, okay? So we're in our half lift, fold forward. Reach up, stretch to one side, stretch to the other side, reach up, fold forward. Half lift, fold forward. Reach up again, interlace, stretch to one side, stretch to the other side, fold forward. Half lift, fold forward. Soften your knees and come up. Next, I want you to point your toes out. I'm going to do a little breath work here. Okay, so tuck the hips under, belly button to spine. You're going to start with your hands on your hips. You're going to bend the knees, opening the right arm, and you're going to make fist, fist, fist. When we do those three fists, we're going to blow air out like this through our nose. Okay, and then we're going to do the other side. So just follow along. It might be a little bit like a tricky to coordinate everything, but it's just good to keep our minds fresh. So let's give it a try. So here we go. Bend your knees, inhale. Inhale. Four more. Whew. Lift your arms up, take a deep breath, and lower your arms. One more time. Very good. Okay, moving my block, we are going to go back down onto our knees. So let's do one more reach up and fold forward. Half lift and put one knee down, other knee down. And we are going to get a little relaxation and stretch in our shoulder. So we're going to take that right arm up, circle your wrist, circle the other way, look up to the sky, try to open, thread that arm through. Now, this is a good place if you need the block to rest your head, depending on the flexibility of your shoulder. 4 rounds of breath. Rise up. Let's open that left arm. Roll the wrist. Couple deep breaths. Open that rib cage and thread it underneath. Close your eyes. Again, let's feel that grounding down to our mat. Connection to the earth. Connection to humans. Come up, sit back into child's pose, reach those arms, come up and sit on one leg and swing your legs around. So if you have a pillow or your block, we're going to use this now. Everybody roll down to your backs. And put your pillow or your block close to you. We're going to push up into bridge. Remember, in bridge, hips are under, arms are grounded to the earth. Let's push up into bridge. Take a few breaths here. Lower down. Feel the spine connected to the earth. And roll up. Three breaths. Roll down. On this next one, we are going to put the pillow or the block under our hips. So up into bridge. Tuck that underneath your sacrum area. If you're using your block, make sure it's under your sacrum, that lowest spot of your lumbar. Hey, drop your hips on the pillow or block and get comfy. Make sure that everything is grounded to your mat. And let's lift our legs up for waterfall. Hey, normally I would say flex your feet, but I want you to really relax. So just let those feet go wherever they want. Soften the knees. Close your eyes if you feel balanced and comfortable. And let's take a few rounds of breath. I mentioned last week the benefits to waterfall, or legs up a wall, legs up a chair, wherever you can put your legs up. It's wonderful for your circulation. It's good for varicose veins. It helps with anxiety. You could do this every day. It's so relaxing. So I like to do this other thing called floating waterfall, where I put my hands up and I just let them float up there and just relax everything. Let's take a few breaths here. Keep everything soft and relaxed. Feet back down, remove the pillow or block, and let's go into the reclined butterfly where our knees are open, soles of our feet together. Today, let's lift our arms up above our heads so we get a stretch under here. And inhale and exhale. Okay, feet flat. And let's roll to one side and push ourselves up. I'm going to close the practice and let you finish in your Shavasana. But I'd like to thank you for being here today and give gratitude to yourself for making this effort and improving your health and making a better world for yourself and for your family and friends. Bring your hands together at heart center. Up to your third eye, namaste. Now I would like for you to go into your Shavasana. Roll back down. Get as comfortable as you want. You could even put the pillow under your legs. Open those arms up. Close your eyes. And let's stay in Shavasana for no less than 10 minutes. Thank you for joining me. See you next week at 3 o'clock. Bye-bye.